There they are, boys and girls, in all their glory. Let's see, there's 6 there, and there's 6 there, that's 12, and there's 3. Wait a minute, there's one missing. Uh-oh, I may have already had a taste. Actually, my wife came in here, she could smell them bacon. She said, I gotta have one of these. Let me bring you back around and I'll do a taste test. Welcome back to A Country Boy Can Cook. This morning, I'm gonna share with y'all a new recipe. And I mean new because it'll be the first time I've made it here. I've made some harvest muffins before, or cinnamon muffins, whatever you want to call them. I've got a video on that. It turned out it's really easy. There's no milk involved. It's just some self-rising flour and some pumpkin and all the good stuff. So this morning I decided, we had some walnuts in the freezer. I decided to add those. It also gets applesauce. There's no oil in it. And got some little baby deals of fruit cocktail that my wife and I eat in the evening sometime. So I'm going to put it in there too. Should make a great addition. So let me get over here so you can see everything here. I've got my flour, self-rising flour with the walnuts in here already. 2 cups of brown sugar. I'm going to go ahead and mix that up a little bit. Get ahead of the party. I hope y'all are doing okay. I hope by the time I get this video ready to go to send y'all that I will be having 1,000 subscribers. Look, when I started the video just a second ago, it was at 997. So thank you for the ones that's been here for me from the start, and thank you to the ones that's come along since then. I really appreciate it. I really never thought I'd even have 100. I remember telling my wife, I said, I've almost got 100 subscribers. Because these videos are really just made for my friends. I've got a Facebook channel called A Country Boy Can Cook. And so I thought it'd just be some good ways I could share some videos on it. And I still have it. And so if anybody y'all want to be part of that group, you can catch all my videos every day, and there's about 1,600 members. You can catch theirs. So it's the same name, A Country Boy Can Cook. It's on Facebook. So anyway, I've got the walnuts, and they were kind of whole, or halves, I should say. So I took and chopped them up into smaller chunks. Some are still a little bit large, some are real small. So I just didn't want them all large chunks. So it gets 3 beaten eggs, 1 cup, 15 ounces of pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie filling, even though you probably could use it. Just maybe kick back on the sugar a little bit. So let's get this in here. There goes the pumpkin. Like I said, I've never cooked it with these ingredients. I don't doubt that it won't bake and make some really good muffins, but you never know. They say there's all kinds of rules to cooking and baking, and my only rule is it tastes good. Looks is part of it, but if it looks really good and it tastes crappy, you ain't gonna eat it again. You ain't gonna make it again for your family and friends. So anyway, there's my pumpkin. Let me get my, I've got my recipe over here on my laptop. It gets a ½ a teaspoon of, let me see here, a ¼ teaspoon of pumpkin spice. And to be honest, I think, man, there's maybe a ½ a teaspoon in here. So let's just go for it. I won't use this again until next fall. It smells so good though. The cinnamon, same thing. Let's just go for it. I won't put as much cinnamon because I put more pumpkin pie spice, but enough to have a cinnamon flavor to it. And Let's see here. So the original recipe called for, on my other video that I have, calls for 15 ounces of applesauce. I'll lose my train of thought here. It's regular applesauce. So I'm going to put 2, and these are, I'm trying to think what size these are. These are 4 ounces a piece. So I'll put 2 of those and then 1 cup of fruit cotton. My daughter used to call this fruit cottontail. So I slip up every once, still call it. My wife might say, she said, "You want some fruit cottontail?" I said, "Yeah, I'd love some." So anyway, that's what'll go in that. I'm going to mix this liquid and get this open here. Into my eggs. Most of it anyway. I'm slow, what can I say? That's why I mixed went ahead and got the flour and everything together. Here goes my fruit cottontail. If you don't want to add all that liquid, you just want the chunks of, it's mostly pineapple. There's a little peach and maybe a little apple. But if you don't want the liquid in there, yeah, pour that liquid up in a little bowl and drink it. Or if nobody's looking, you know, just sip it out of the container and pour the rest of it in here. All right, let's get these eggs going. Let's see here. It's got the applesauce in it. I have got just a little bit of molasses left in this jar, so I'm going to go ahead and pour it in here. Oh, what they say, slow as molasses. Boy, it adds a rich, dark, sweet flavor. It's not like just sweet like white sugar would be. It's just a really dark, rich flavor. I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know how to explain it. I've got another jar that I've not opened. This stuff lasts for years, opened or unopened. Alright, you can see why I just want to mix it in here. It might get better going into my other blend here. Kind of gets diluted down. Alright, get this over here. Put this all down here so you can see what I'm doing. Pour it all in there. Get all that goodness in here. Let me go back over my recipe here. So I got 16 ounces of, I'm reading it off my laptop, 16 ounces of, get it fixed here, 16 ounces of pumpkin puree, 16 ounces of applesauce. I put 2 apple and 1 fruit cottontail. 2 cups of self-rising flour, 2 cups of brown sugar, 3 eggs, 1/4 cup of molasses, 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, and a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Of course, I've added the walnuts, chopped walnuts to this. So let's get this mixed up. It may take me forever here. I'm going to try something new. I've been researching how to speed up a video, I should say. You can tell I'm old talking about film. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this through. And on my video, I'll either cut a lot of this out and bring you back when it is mixed, or I'll speed through it so you don't have to sit here and struggle to mix this thick batter up. Well, that was so fast you didn't even get to see me mix it. Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to do it, so it didn't work. I messed it up. But anyway, here it is. It's all mixed up here. I don't have any special mixer or anything. It just took me a while to get it here. And so I've started, I'll let it sit here for a second. I'm going to put my muffin papers in my tins. These tins better here. I like using these brown craft paper, not craft paper, but craft paper. And you may notice, I talked about this on my last video, I began to notice that my fingers were trembling. And I'll be 71 here in about a week, so I've been noticing it for a year anyway, since I had a heart event. And I wasn't sure what I had. I just figured it was the worst. And anyway, so on my last video I talked about I had been to a neurologist. They were happy to find out I still have a brain, and they did about an hour's worth of tests, and it turns out I have something called essential tremors. Like, you know, my hands are so, as you can see, my tongue is a little movement, and I can squeeze it to stop it, but you know, they don't bother anything. I mean, you know, I'm not doing like, you know, fine work setting stones and rings or anything like that. So I put the cut papers in here, and it's a little wiggly, but you know, I can live through it. I've had a good life, and it's been a rough life sometimes, but I've had a good life. So anyway, if you see that, if you see this wiggling, you know what it is anyway. So it's my essential tremors. And like I say, if you watched my last couple of videos, you heard me talk about that. So let's see if we can get these loaded down. And I've got the oven set on 315 degrees. My oven cooks a little hot. If yours cooks really on the right temperature, try. I was going to say try. Get a spoon here. Try 325. We'll get it down here in a minute. All right. I'm going to take and spray this spoon over the trash can because I don't want butter spray all over. I've tried loading these with ice cream scoops, everything in the world. I always overfill them. So I'm going to try this. I don't know that this will work or not, but I don't even know what size spoon this is. Oh, did pretty good. How about that? Maybe the old dude ain't lost it totally. And as you can see where I sprayed it, it just slides right off of there. But this is a good thing. And thank you again for the ones that've been here the whole time. And maybe by the time I get this video up, I may be at 1,000 subscribers. I just don't know. Alright, come on, hand, stop shaking. And thank you for the people that have sent me gifts. It's hard for me to talk and chew gum and walk it all at the same time. I actually got a couple of gifts through Amazon. Oh, this is so surprising. Go get the mail and it says, Larry Warnock, a country boy can cook. It's an early birthday card. My birthday's not until the 24th, so it just made me smile. I know who sent it. It's my cousin. Him and his wife watch my videos. So thanks, Carolyn. Thanks, Johnny. And I really appreciate you. Put a smile on the old dude's mind the other day when I got that. I got that yesterday. I've yet to call him. I will. It's kind of early, so him and I hunted together. Raced cars up and down the street actually. So I think one of the best times we ever had together, we were out at Strawn, Texas hunting, and we were in his dad's pickup and coming out of this pasture where we were, I don't know if we'd been deer hunting or what I think we had been deer hunting, and we're driving along the side of the road, and in the pasture we just came out of, there was there was a covey of quail, and they were all bundled up in a little bottle like they do when it gets cold. Well, it was quail season. Of course, we weren't supposed to be shooting off the road, and things happen for a reason. So I jerked up to 22. I said, hold it, Johnny, there's some quail. I could just see fried up quail, chicken fried quail in the skillet that evening. Because we were camping. There wasn't no going to a hotel or anything. We were camping in the back of a pickup. And so I reached up to grab this 22 and went to pull it up, and it went pow. I said, damn, I think I shot myself. I could see the end of my boot. You know, I had hunting boots on, but there was a little hole going through it. He said, did it go all the way through? And I said, yeah. He said, oh my God, I hope it didn't get the transmission. We'd be stuck out there. Of course, I think it was a 3 or 4 speed. I can't remember what it was. So it didn't hurt the transmission. It didn't even touch it. It just went through the floor. So we got out, and I took my boot off, and as I was taking my sock off, it kind of tore the sock, and I could see between my little toe and the next toe here, it just kind of went between and kind of grazed them. And it was a little bloody, nothing bad, you know. I thought, I said, man, I am so lucky. I could have shot my toe off. So we went on to town. I think we would get some donuts or something and come back and started hunting and walking around. And the further we walked, every time I'd take a step down, the pain would get more. And it was like every time my heart was beating, bump, 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 I could feel it in my toe, like, oh my God, what is this? And my left boot felt like I'd stepped in a water hole or something. So I sat out on the log and took my boot off. Yeah, it was full of Larry blood. And I went ahead and took my sock off, which I had not done because I thought it kind of grazed between my toes. And yeah, it had grazed all right. It had blown the end of my little toe off right here, just blew it totally off. And of course, you know, we had the best first aid kits you could ask. We had a bottle of cherry brandy that we had taken out there, and no cotton, no nothing, just some t-shirts, and I had some extra socks that were actually clean. So we poured that cherry vodka over that, what was once a toe, there wasn't nothing left, and wrapped it up in the sock, and of course couldn't get my boot back on, and then soaked that sock with cherry vodka. And we headed to the closest hospital, which is about 100-something miles away, Flow Hospital. Well, I actually went home and got my wife, and I guess I was married. I don't know if I had my wife or my girlfriend, I can't remember. And then we went to the hospital, Denton, Texas. And the guy said, well, you need to see an orthopedic surgeon. I said, okay. I said, I'm just making sure. So I had an orthopedic surgeon because I was always breaking something, motorcycle crashes, bull riding. So I called the next morning. He said, yeah, come on in, we'll look at it. So he got in there and he unwrapped what the hospital had done, and he said, it's funny, my whole calf of my leg was bruised, bloodshot from that hitting my toe, just the shock of it. And he said, okay, well, what do you want me to do? And I said, I don't know, they just said, come over here. He said, well, you don't even have a toe to work on. It's blown off. I said, oh, okay. So he kind of wrapped it up right, and he said, put your boot on and wear that boot as much as possible so it holds everything in. He said, it'll reduce the pain. I guess he gave me something for pain. I don't know. No therapy, no nothing. Just get back to doing what you're doing. So that happened about, 50 years ago, I guess. So I'm 71 next week or 2 weeks from now. So yeah, I was around 20 or something, I guess. And it finally grew back. The end of my little toe, it's kind of crooked on the end, but it's there. My little toe. I always kid people, say, yeah, I'm part snake or part lizard. I grew back my little toe. So anyway, fun times with Johnny. Sorry to get back on a rant. I'm supposed to be making harvest muffins, but that's the way my mind rolls sometimes. So if you don't want to hear me, just mute it until I start cooking again, or putting everything back in the muffin tins. Well, I've been having a problem using that big scoop. I would have a lot of product left over. So, and I'm going to have some product left over this time, it looks like. So I've got a little aluminum baking pan that I will fill full of goodness. And make sure I still had the camera on. All right. Let me go get the little baking pan and I'll be right back with you. All right, back with you. I think it's going to be just perfect to fill this little baby up here. I sprayed this little pan with butter spray because if you don't spray it, there's no oil in this muffin mixture or cake mixture, whatever you want to call it. And I guarantee you, she's going to stick. See here. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Pat, pat, pat. About 3/4 full. How much we got left here? Yeah, just got just a little dab or so. I'm gonna take that and put it in on top of the other muffins that aren't exactly full. I'm gonna put it in the oven for 15 minutes first to make sure, because I've never cooked this recipe. 15 minutes at 300 on mine, 315 degrees, and I'll bring you back in about 15 minutes. In about 10 minutes. Let's look at these and see what they look like. Oh yeah, looking really good. It smells wonderful. I wish you were here. I'd put on a pot of coffee and we could have some of these muffins in about 15 minutes. Bring you back when they come out of the oven. I'll test them, of course, with a toothpick. That cake will take a little bit longer because it's a lot thicker. But hey, I got the time. No hurry. There they are, boys and girls, in all their glory. Let's see, there's 6 there, and there's 6 there. That's 12, and there's 3. Wait a minute, there's one missing. Uh-oh, I may have already had a taste. Actually, my wife came in here. She could smell them baking. She said, I got to have one of these. Let me bring you back around and I'll do a taste test. All right, back with you. Let's do a taste test. The little cake's still in the oven over there. It may go off here in a minute. These are just starting to cool. My wife already slipped one out. She said she just had to taste it. She's a diabetic, and these do really good with her blood sugars. Let's see if I can get this unwrapped here. They're still kind of warm. And when they're warm, the paper wants to stick a little bit. But that's okay, shoot. As long as it tastes good, that's all that matters. I don't care if the paper sticks a little bit. Yeah, let's see here. That's what I talk about, essential tremors. I'm not doing that. It does it on its own. I mean, I can try to hold it, but it still wiggles a little bit. But that's okay. It's still going to give you a good bite. Let's try this. Well, it's really great. I need to get a pot of coffee going now. Not too sweet. Got all the flavors in it. You can literally taste the peach, the pineapple, definitely the walnuts, the pumpkin, all of it. You got to bake these. Really good, really simple. I will put the recipe in the description. I'm going to try to do that. If I don't have it in the description, I will have it at the end of the video. You can just stop the video and copy that down, or maybe you can do a screenshot. I don't know how that works, but it'll be there and it's easy. So, this is new dimensions. I'll be honest, I've never liked nuts in anything. I love pecans right off the ground, out of the trees, peanuts, all that. But I ain't the biggest fan of pecans or walnuts and stuff in breads or anything. I mean, I'll eat them. It's just not, I would prefer not to have them. But I actually can taste the walnut in here. It's really good. It's just always been a phobia of mine. Like, don't give me your ice cream that's got nuts in it. It's that smooth, creamy ice cream. All of a sudden, rock hard pecan or something. I'm getting better through the years. I've learned it does taste good. It's the texture thing. I don't know what that is. Any of y'all have that happen to y'all, that you just don't like? You like the flavor or something, but you don't like it because of the texture? I'm sure a lot of people have this. Anyway, I will catch you on the next video. Oh yeah, she said a while ago when she looked at my, she was leaving me a comment on the pancakes that I make. They do really good with her blood sugar because she's an insulin-dependent diabetic. You can look at the pancakes and see her response and my response back to her. But she said that these were really good. They go good with her blood sugar. And I don't even know why. Because like I said, she ain't no doctor and I ain't no doctor. We just know what that's good for her. So, oh yeah, I was going to tell you. So she told me when she came in after, I can get off on the wrong track, that I'm at 998. So a couple of more people and I'll make that 1,000 mark. That would be just wonderful. So if you can, share this video with some people. So maybe I can get a couple more subs out of here. And comment. Have you ever made muffins like this? Do you think you would like them? And also, what part of the world are you in? I've got people in, I just think it's so fun. I've got people in Australia, South America, all over the United States. I love hearing where people are from and what they do for a living. I'm just so surprised. So anyway, leave me a comment, subscribe, and give me a like. That helps my old YouTube rating. So talk at you later. Old dude out of here. All right, she's out of the oven. It took over 20 minutes to bake. I've checked it with the toothpick. You can hear it's kind of hollow sounding. You want it to, and you can also see it's pulling away. You can see it's hot. I'm going to try to get it out of here. You can see where I checked it with the toothpick. We're right there. Let's see if it'll pop one out of here. It'll cool a lot quicker. There it is. Yeah, you can see she's hot. What's not to like about that, boys and girls?